some incidents of violence happened over at Mendiola and the Ayala Bridge. How does Tindig Pilipinas view that? And second is, do you know these young ones dressed in black and having a mask over their faces? Meron ba kayo idea kung sino sila?
Right. I think first of all, as Tindig, I don't think we have a stand yet because we kind of got really bugbog kami sa pagod kagabi, no? So we're just catching up on all of the news from Mendiola, from Luneta, all the other rallies that have happened. Just my quick take is I think there are two things to highlight. No, first is at least personally myself and the idea behind the Trillion Peso March is that we're all the organizers are all committed to active nonviolence, right? So engaging in violent protests and riots, that's not something that I personally would ever do. And I would just remind people who do choose to take that route that there are consequences to be prepared for the consequences of that route. So kung may nag-riot, lalo na kung may nanakit, di dapat talagang managot yung mga gumawa na, right? So notwithstanding that there were as you were discussing earlier, there are accusations of police brutality. I think those should also be taken very seriously because there is a right to protest, and even when there's dispersal, I think proportionate force should be used. But I think that situation will clarify itself over the coming, or will be clarified over the coming days. But I think the second point that's important to remember is that I think the anger that is the root of both the peaceful protests and the riots come from the same place. No, the riots didn't come from nowhere. The riots are in this context where we're seeing really, really bad flooding, funds diverted from social services, and juxtaposed with a lot of grotesque displays of wealth by people alleged to be involved in the issue. So that anger is the natural response to that. As far as Tindig Pilipinas is concerned, as far as the whole Trillion Peso March is concerned, we want to give a venue for people to express that anger in a way that was peaceful, in a way that is within the spirit of the 1987 Constitution. But I also recognize that while, again, none of us would ever do what happened in Mendiola, it comes from a place of, I think, justified anger. Right, so I'm
Though
not saying
there is some concern over the rallies being taken advantage of by other groups who have their own agenda, probably to destabilize the government and all of that. Is there concern on your part?
Definitely, at least as far as the Trillion Peso March was concerned, right? That was something we've had a lot of discussions about how to manage, right? We deployed as many marshals as we could, although if it really was 100,000 people, I don't think we deployed enough marshals in that situation. But and we hope to improve on that in the future. But we were preparing for that situation where what if people are making calls that are very, very outside the realm of the consensus that was arrived at by the organizers? Then we were not training people, but we were tapping people who were trained to gently pacify that kind of situation before it sort of escalates into something more violent. But in terms of the thing you're asking earlier, no, do I know any of these people in masks? I don't know any personally, but I do remember detecting over the last few days, no, and this is why we were taking security very seriously. We were detecting discussions of like Molotov cocktails, wear masks, etc., etc. I wasn't sure how seriously to take it just as like an individual, but as an organizer, we did our best to
Where did you
prepare
hear
our
that?
marshals
From whom?
social media. No, I think there are a lot of posts. There were a lot of posts on the rallies happening on the 21st. Na yun, black yung suot natin, wear masks, parang
So there was
obscenities,
a
similar to
call sent
what was
out.
mentioned earlier. I'm sorry.
Okay, there was a call sent out online.
I don't know if it was a call or if it's just someone trying to look maangas on social media or something. So again, I wasn't sure how to take it,
Okay.
but we were just preparing in case. For example, we put out an advisory to if we discourage people from bringing backpacks, and if they were to bring backpacks, as much as possible, have a like transparent bag so that the security would be aware of like what are the objects you're bringing into the area, right?
Okay.
I think we took that kind of discourse. I think we took seriously on our end to sort of prepare for anyone who might have intentions like that.